Hi, this is the AR Minute from AWE EU, and today I'm with Valerie from Reapps Consulting. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do in the metaverse?
Yeah, so actually I'm running a consulting company. We are really specialized in augmented reality. That's our really core focus. And therefore we are helping diverse type of companies to deploy augmented reality solutions mainly in their organization. So it can be in the industry, it can be in the culture, in the healthcare sector, for retail, so on and so forth. It's very interesting to see that there are some applications, especially in augmented reality, that went mainstream, especially things like remote assistance or workflows or picking, you know, especially now, fortunately, using smart glasses.
Yes.
And I think there are a lot of companies that understood, oh my God, it's not a gimmick. It has a value.
Yes.
You know, I can be more efficient, I can make more money, I can supplement the workforce I can't find on the market. And then they just, you know, grab the opportunity to implement and to use it on a daily basis, which is really what's the most important for our business.
I'm super curious, how do you get large organizations to think about using XR tools on a daily basis?
So actually, I think it doesn't depend on the size of the organization.
Okay.
It could be small, medium, or large. It's just, you know, just trying to tackle their current issues, and they have quite a lot. You know, saying, oh, your guys, they have to do 6,000 kilometers to fix a machine, which is extremely complex and it costs you a fortune. We're going to provide you with a tool that's going to make it super easy and very efficient, and your guy can stay in the office. And the guy can do the math in 5 seconds and say, oh yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Do you have a dream for the future of augmented reality in the metaverse?
Yeah, actually, I think this world will, especially in AR, because VR has been quite popular through gaming, you know, there were quite a lot of glasses out there. But in AR, we are lacking some smart glasses. So my dream would be to have a very large panel of smart glasses on the market that could fit consumer needs, the museum's needs, the industrial needs, you know, different size, weight, you know, capabilities, and then we could just enhance the capabilities of the solutions that are developed for those smart glasses to be adopted by everyone.
That's such a challenge when you're trying to build like a ubiquitous new technology. Each application kind of has a niche of needs where you can't just go from the same workflow at a museum as you could to a factory floor, but both could maybe benefit so much from that technology.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that. So we also here at the Expo, a lot of talk about the challenges, whether it's about accessibility or ethics or even just access to devices. As somebody who's consulting and helping organizations use the metaverse, what's your responsibility to address some of those tough issues?
I think it comes with experience. You know, I've been in the market for more than 10 years now, and I went through walls.
Yes.
So it was so difficult to figure out what's going to happen and what would be the barriers and everything. But now, after a while, I think the best way is just to explain to the companies what's going to happen, what might happen, what's going to be the barriers, and that we have to overcome from the beginning.
Yeah.
It might not be easy, but you know, if they understand the ROI and the value, they might think that the barriers are not so high, you know, and yeah, like, you know, we're discussing about, you know, taking these projects like a piece of kind of single project aside of the organization to make a trial. It's completely different than having something that is become a tool of your infrastructure that you use every day, that will have the same, you know, implementation with everyone being involved, like IT, HR. You know, we're discussing about when you launch SAP in your organization, everybody is going to be involved, you know, from top to bottom, and they're gonna all have a responsibility in making it work.
Yeah.
I think for all our AR, VR, metaverse kind of applications, it has to go through the same way and path so that it works. It's everyone's responsibility and everyone's benefits at the end.
So congratulations, you're at the last question, and it's simply a fill in the blank. The future is?
AR. And that's why I'm running a consulting company which is just about AR. The fact that you can still grasp the reality at any time makes that it's going to be so easier for people to grasp, to understand, and to adopt on the long run, to feel safe, in control, and happy to spontaneously use it.
Valerie, thank you so much for joining us on the AR Minute. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you.